episode of Hello, I'm Listening with me, Woifi.
And me, Dani. You're on your phone right now.
Yeah, I'm writing people back. I'm important.
Let's see. See what takes precedence.
Yeah. Why are we doing a podcast so late?
I mean, the people don't need to know it's so late.
It's like
but
2
it's only
a.m. in the morning.
It's late. It's not late at all.
The
It's 7:48 p.m. on Tuesday.
wind. The wind.
It's not
is,
like it's late as in last minute late. It's just later than we usually record.
Yeah, been a long day of work.
Yep.
I mean, you didn't work that much.
Wait, I've literally been working the entire day.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you didn't work that much.
So.
And.
Yeah.
In the time between work and housework.
You cooked.
I cooked for you.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So, let's get to the... What is it? Let's get to the...
Topic?
Chase? No.
Cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase. That's what I'm going to say.
Get to the point, cut to the chase.
Point, cut to the chase. So, we're talking because we couldn't think of something else. So we were still working upstairs, and I was like, let's maybe talk a little bit about the process and how we decided what to do with the house, and
I mean, we've
maybe
kind
some
of already
steps.
talked about that.
Hmm?
We've kind of already
Not
talked
really,
about
though.
that.
We gave little glimpses here and there. We sometimes talked a little bit about little things that happened.
Yeah, but we talked about when we started. We talked about why. We talked about the original plan.
Did we?
Yeah.
Then we talk about that again. Nah, I think we should talk about the process of the whole thing. But just to give a little update to all the people who didn't know or don't know what we're doing. So we are remodeling our house to make it like basically a duplex, like 2 apartments with separate entries and separated by walls. So we will have the first floor, and my mom will live in the...
Technically, the way we say it in English is we will have the
second floor.
Yeah. Your mom will have the first floor.
So that's how it is in English.
Or the ground floor. We
Yeah.
can call it the ground floor.
Ground level. And yeah, we, I think, planned it for 1.5 years, almost. Or a year, a little over a year. 1.5 years until we started. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we started in 2019.
With planning, yeah.
Yeah.
And we started building 2020. So 1.5 years. We started in the fall of 2019 with planning.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1.5 years.
But it's 2022.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not 1.5
we started
years.
in 2020. We started with Corona.
Yeah.
Because we waited. Once Corona happened, we waited and tried to see how things play out, and then we started with everything.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And on April 19th,
18th, I believe,
we started the process of emptying everything upstairs and ripping down walls.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, the upstairs area was a larger bedroom,
3
like
bedrooms.
a master bedroom, and then 2 smaller bedrooms, and a small office,
and a bathroom, and like a closet space,
like a crawl space basically.
Yeah.
And so we gutted it essentially
to make the master bedroom and the one kid's bedroom and the hallway essentially one big
One big open space.
Open space.
So that'll be like kitchen and dining room and living room area.
Yeah. And then we open up the other bedroom to make it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
That's our bedroom now. And the biggest part of the whole thing was to figure out a way where we had our own entry.
Yeah, that was the fun thing. The way that this house was built by his grandfather and father
my
family.
My grandfather planned it.
Yeah.
He helped build it, but
Yeah.
my grandfather planned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
the
a
way
90s
that it
house.
was built it's a beautiful house, but it was built in a funny way where there's a lot of spaces that are not really usable as living spaces. It's just, here's this massive open space for nothing. And the stairs to go upstairs are literally dead center in the middle of the house.
Yep. Technically on
I mean,
on
the
back
middle,
of
but
the house,
back of the
yeah.
house, but in the middle of everything. And
Not
so
really practical.
it's not practical when you're trying to create your own entry, because if it were on either side of the house, then you could easily just still have the same the same door to go into, but someone goes upstairs and someone goes through.
Yeah.
But that was not possible. So it was a lot of back and forth trying to figure out, okay, what the hell can we do to separate it?
So, and since the driveway is a little longer, we decided to half it, basically build a carport, and next to the carport a staircase, and with like a little bridge into the second floor.
Yep. So
And
we had to open up the entire side of the house to make an entrance.
Right. Therefore, we had to not only rip away the old roof, but essentially rebuild it in a way where we had an entryway, but also 2 new, bigger bedrooms.
Yeah. So on top of the garage now, because the garage is basically kind of not really connected to the house, but it's
Next to the house.
Next to it, so much so that we can connect it.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically we just put 2 bedrooms above the garage.
Yep.
And connected it to the house. So now we have a hallway separating the old part of the house and the new part of the house. And yeah, we gained a lot of space.
Yeah. So over the course of the last 6 months, we ripped away a lot of walls. Got the, what is E-Strich again? Like the cement floor.
I just looked it up. It's basically a cement floor. It's like a concrete mix.
Ripped away all of that.
That was fun.
Took the old roof above the garage down ourselves, which was pretty intense.
It was fun though.
It was fun.
That was one of my favorite things we did actually, was the roof.
It was
stuff.
Fun because it was very like, let's just try it and see what happens. We didn't really had a plan, and we didn't know how much we could get off, but we managed to get off almost everything. And yeah, we ripped away a lot of walls, made new holes into walls. Then we had to verputzen, like, what is this? I don't even know what the word is in English.
Yeah, it's so funny. My English vocabulary for construction stuff is already not really there, because I've never really had to do it.
Prepared the walls again for spackling and then painting. Yeah. I didn't interrupt. Your thought was already.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. And then we put in new electrical stuff, because obviously we wanted to, first of all, the way those houses were built is that the electric lines, electric cables, all the lights and everything is basically just randomly through the walls. And everything comes from like above, so basically from the roof or the ceiling, which is not only dangerous in terms of, if there's like a...
if there's a fire or something, it's not...
But also it's very random, because you don't have any clue where anything comes. And so we basically cleaned it up and made all the electrical stuff new, and which took a while. And then we had to put in like this, I don't know what it's called.
A foundation, technically. I mean, it's not a foundation in the sense
more
that
like
it's like the
styrofoam
ground level, but
pellets
so I thought
mixed
you were
with
talking about
cement.
the Estrich.
And then above on that, we put the floor heating, and then the new Estrich, which is the cement layer. And yeah, that took a while. So that basically that took
and then you have to let it dry,
2-3
so you
months.
can't.
Yeah,
There's a
for 6
time
weeks.
where you can't really do much up there.
Yeah, it took 6 weeks to dry.
Yeah.
And while that was basically doing, we had to drywall a lot of stuff. We had to spackle a lot of drywall. We had to put the tiles up on the new roof again. What else? There's so much shit.
And then like you need to list off. I don't feel like people are interested in if you list off like everything that we do.
But one thing I have to say, and I think it's true, and a lot of people say that probably, and a lot of people say also something else, which I'm going to say now. But knowing now what a massive amount of work that is, besides, working and living your life, I don't know if I would do that again.
No.
And then the other thing that people say is, yeah, you say that now, but in 2-3 years, once you live in it, you forget about it.
Ha! I doubt it.
You forget about the massive amount of work. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, the biggest part is done. There's still tiny bits and pieces. Outside is now the biggest construction site still. But other than that, considering 6 months is not a long time in your life. It's not like this massive amount of time. Sure, while you're in it and while you're doing it, it's just tedious and exhausting. But yeah.
But I also feel like it's gone really fast.
Yeah.
Like there were some times where it felt like it was going super slow.
Especially in summertime.
Looking back, like it feels like we didn't start that long ago. It doesn't feel like it's that.
The crazy thing to me is that we came back from London, and all of a sudden it was middle of October.
Yeah.
I was like, how did September just go away?
Yeah.
That was crazy. And the biggest thing for me is in terms of getting to the finish line, at least to be able to move in, is I acknowledge the massive amount of work that has happened in the last couple of weeks, but at the same time, I still see so much work.
Yeah, but see, that's always been your problem throughout the whole process. I think there's been on your side a lot more negativity than positivity on the whole thing. It's a lot more of like, you can't shut it off. Like you're constantly, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do that. Okay, and then tomorrow we do this, and tomorrow we do this.
Yeah.
But you can't just like I don't think there has been one evening after we've worked, like after a day of doing work, where you have not then mentioned anything about it the rest of the night. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, it got better now.
Because you can't just let it go.
It got better now because there's not that much to do. But I mean, in July and August, it was just crazy because I had to call so many people. I had to think of so many things and try to juggle that all. And also to be there. Sure, on my mind was way more occupied because I was the brain essentially of the whole thing, besides our architect.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I had a harder time to just shut off because you were just executing things. But
I mean, don't say just.
But I was planning a lot all the time, and I'm still doing. Like, I still have to call people. I still have to get things done. And you don't even obviously see that all of it.
Yeah, but it's not like I don't acknowledge that. You're talking about it as if I never acknowledged the fact that you do all of that, which I literally do all the time.
Sure. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's still a lot of things going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of it.
I mean, I am aware. I'm not aware of every single thing you do because I don't need to be aware of every single thing. Yeah. But I'm aware that there's more going on that that's obvious. But what my point is, it's not about that. It's about you tend to not be able to see the positive side of things throughout the whole process, where I feel like every time you say something, if I try to spin it positive, where you're like, oh, we still have so much to do. Yeah. And then I say something like, yeah, but look at how much we've already done. Yeah. And also, the end is literally in sight.
Yeah, I know.
It's a couple of weeks away, at least for us to be able to move in up there. It's a few weeks. Like, end of October is the goal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have the 18th of October today. So, that's like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
But when I try to say the positive things, you're always like, yeah, but then we have this.
I just want to say, but 2 weeks so we couldn't move up.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. But then there's still so much shit to do.
But we can't do anything about that.
I know.
Except
I know.
You just have to take it for what it is.
I know. I'm looking so forward to moving up there and then slowly furnishing the place and bit by bit trying to, fill it up with cum.
Ew. You're not filling our new home up with cum.
Oh, yeah, I will in every room.
You will not.
Every hole I see, I will fill it up. Yeah, no. But
one thing I will say that I'm really proud of,
is,
the whole process takes a toll on each of us individually, but also just together. It takes a toll, I think, on just relationships in general, because we don't have that much time to just be with each other and do other things that we would enjoy doing, except for, we sit at home and watch a movie. But, to actually spend time on the relationship, we don't have that time.
Yeah, that's true.
But given that, we still honestly have not had that many arguments throughout the whole building process.
That's true.
Very few.
A lot of people say that something like that can put a strain on your relationship, or, because it's a lot of stress, obviously, and that causes trouble sometimes. But yeah, I'm very proud of that myself. But I think because I'm so awesome. Your nose. God damn it.
What are you trying to say with that?
That.
Do you know
my awesomeness?
Do you know how many times throughout this process I have had to just shut up and not react to ways that you talk to me, ways that you act, things that you say?
I had to do the same thing. Yeah.
Like when?
Oh, multiple times. Yeah. Like today, you were just snippy.
Yeah, but I apologized.
30 minutes later.
Yeah, once we were alone, I'm not going to stand up there while you're trying to still talk with people who are working and take you aside, and that's stupid. I apologized. And also, I still apologized. Yeah. There have been plenty of times. You've been so snappy with me sometimes throughout this process, and you never come back and say, I'm sorry, I was a little snappy.
Never. Never. Come on. Never. That's not.
You apologize if I bring it up, if I say you were a little snappy, you know what you usually respond with? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I guess I was.
That wasn't snappy. Every time. Never fails. So don't throw shit in my face from tonight when I apologized for it. That's not fair. Huh?
Hello, the ratty. It's Klaus. Klaus is drinking. Yeah, I think we should end it. I know it's a short episode, but next week's episode will be the Halloween episode. It's going to be exciting.
Good job avoiding.
I'm not avoiding anything, but I think at this point people are like, please make them shut up. If anybody is still listening. Hello? Are you still listening? Listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's end it.
Thanks everybody for listening. Please subscribe to our podcast. Please follow our podcast. Please rate our podcast. And if you want to hear more, you can listen to our other episodes. And please also share the podcast if you like what you hear.
Indeed.
And maybe you have some cool friends who want to listen to our podcast as well. Maybe. No? Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Watch out for Dean.